guys, and welcome to a brand new series in Supremacy 1914. This time we're in a speedy game, 6 times speed. Things are going to be changing so quickly. I mean, just over there in the corner of our screen we see another user spawn in. Things are going to be happening so quickly in this game. We're Spain, we've got land both on continental Europe and Africa, so there's no guarantee that we're going to succeed with this. Things are going to be moving so quickly. If we just take a look over here, mainland Spain, we have got a hell of a load of troops, which is absolutely amazing. However, we do have provinces in the south here as well that we have to consider. I think the first thing that we should be really doing is looking into kind of what our neighbors' positions are on the world stage. Obviously, we can't really do that right now because no one has actually spawned in as France or Morocco, but I think it's going to be extremely important that we wipe most definitely Morocco out to start off with, because I think it would be a wonderful thing if we could start pushing into Africa. So what I'm going to do right now is actually disregard Portugal for the time being. Part of me really wants to attack Portugal, just take them out, wipe out those 4 provinces, perfect, right? However, if we end up having a war on both fronts, we do not want to have Portugal as our enemy. So we're just going to leave it like that for the time being. We're going to see if anyone actually spawns in. I don't know if Portugal can be actually played by a player. It probably can be. I think this map actually you can spawn in as almost any country, if not all of them. So we'll see what happens with Portugal, but for the time being, what I want to do is start building a bit of a defensive front against France, just in case they decide to kind of be unfriendly, I suppose. So we're going to send in 10 more troops into each of these provinces. So we have got 60 troops up in the north now, and we're going to send the rest of our army here. So we're going to send another 40 troops down here over to Morocco. We're going to do something very similar over here as well and send our 10 troops up here. And we're going to try to pinch Morocco out of this war as quickly as possible. That is only going to work, however, if we get France on our side, if we start up a coalition as soon as possible. And that is exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to create a little flag. I love this like little flower pattern design. I use it quite often. And I like the color scheme as well. Maybe if we get ourselves a banner, maybe like this one, I think that's looking quite cool. And just like last time, how about we name our coalition the Imperial Council? Once again, getting some Star Wars inspiration here. Got the Empire, the Jedi Council. I think this is going to be pretty cool. We shall unite the world under one rule. Perfect. And we're the first in. Hopefully people are going to start requesting to join. I presume the maximum is going to be 3 members. Yeah, 3 members for a small map like this. So we'll see what happens. Ideally, we'll get France on our side. Maybe also, I don't know, I'd like to have maybe an African country on our side just for the time being until we backstab them, obviously. But that's looking pretty cool. Next thing, obviously, is going to be actually building ourselves some, well, buildings. So let's go for recruiting officers, considering we've got resources. And whilst that's working, let's try to redistribute our resources, because we're losing a hell of a lot of grain right now. So we're going to try to balance this out a little bit. We're going to also balance out our resources so that we're producing a bit of lumber, but we're prioritizing our iron still. We also want to most definitely make sure we're not losing any form of oil. Gas we can be losing, to be honest with you. Maybe not at that super stupidly crazy rate. Maybe if we could just bring it down to maybe 494. That is looking okay, I think. We've got ourselves our recruiting officers built in, which is amazing. Now we want to start building some workshops. It's so annoying that we don't have more resources, because I would love to start just pushing out as much cavalry as possible right now, but that is not going to be possible. So instead, we're going to select Madrid. We're going to go for a few other provinces as well. Let's go for these 3 right now, because they're kind of protected against most of the other countries, and we're going to get ourselves some workshops built in very speedily like that, and we're going to go for armored cars straight away. We still have plenty of resources, so we could potentially start constructing even more armored cars. However, my thought process, right, is I could build twice as many workshops, right? Build twice as many armored cars. But after these, like, 9 hours are up, we're not actually going to be able to build any more because we don't have the resources, right? But if we just build 3, as it is now, after 9 hours, which I will most definitely be awake for because it's just early afternoon now, I can then put another 3 armored cars to be produced overnight. I think that's a slightly better strategy. And it also leaves us with some iron ore free, which means if we do need to build up defenses wherever that may be, then we can do so. We've got French Algeria here. Let's take a look at this person. Okay, so they're a lieutenant. They've got decent experience. They're very close to getting promoted up to captain, I believe that is. So is that captain? Yes, captain. So they're fairly experienced, I suppose. if we take a look at their actual profile, they are not actually performing too well. I mean, they've got quite a few deaths, you know, loads of deaths as well with their tanks and all sorts of things. So this is not actually the most impressive of game statistics I've ever seen. Regardless, I'm not going to invite him to the coalition, but I am going to send him a little friendly message, and we'll see what they say to this message over here. I'm really surprised France and Morocco haven't spawned in yet, but we'll see what happens. We've actually had an application from Italy. Okay, let's take a look at Italy then. Let's see what kinds of service record. Okay, it's Lieutenant. I would be hoping to get some slightly higher ranked generals in my coalition. Looking at the service record, they have got an absolutely terrible ratio, in my opinion at least. I mean, I'm not one to speak, but I have to be critical when I'm looking at my allies, and Jesus Christ, this is not good. This is not where it's at. I'm going to message Italy. I'm going to say that we can be friendly, but I'm not going to accept them into the coalition quite yet. Okay, perfect. Accidentally used a slash rather than a full stop, but that shouldn't be an issue. So that's cool. Okay, wonderful. We've obviously got North Algeria here as well. They've chosen a very interesting country over here, actually. I mean, loads and loads of provinces all bundled up. I mean, if we're able to take this on, it will not only be a very, very rapid attack, but it will progress us massively, I am sure. So maybe we should try to eye up North Algeria as well. Maybe I'll go back on that, actually, considering they are a lieutenant colonel. They're probably quite experienced looking at their service record. But I mean, you know, I've seen better records still. Once again, I've seen better records, but let's send them a message as well. We'll see what North Algeria have to say to us. I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if Morocco and also France kind of chime in at some point. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of our other neighbours we've got right now. We've got Great Britain. They are, okay, fairly experienced, which is great. If we take a look at their service record, okay, interesting. They are experienced of players though, so I'm going to message them. And I'm just going to try to assure peace within, or between, I should say, as many countries as possible. We're going to do the same for Germany as well. We take a little look at their service record. Okay, they're just, I mean, they're sergeants, nothing too impressive really. Ratios are pretty dodgy as well. So I'm not actually going to bother talking to them for the time being because they are quite far away also. If we take a look at Sweden, okay, experienced. They've got, okay, this is what I'm talking about. So this service record's looking a little nicer. Maybe if we send a message to them, we might actually end up becoming maybe long-term allies looking deeper into the future of our country. Lithuania over here looking very vulnerable, if I may say so myself. I mean, if you are starting to spawn over here in Lithuania, you're brave. You've got Ukraine to the south of you, Russia to your east, you've got some smaller, probably AI countries to your north, and you've got God knows what mess is happening over here. So very much respect to Lithuania. Surely, yeah, I would have thought there would have been a very, very experienced player with pretty decent ratios as well. So they are going to be getting a message from me as well. And we're going to see if we can try to assure peace with Lithuania. So far, we've got Sweden and Lithuania that are the very experienced players on this map. Looking at Ukraine, we have got another, oh God, this is getting scary now. If those three countries team up, I think it's going to be game over because that is a very, very solid coalition, I can't lie. An absolutely impeccable service record also. We'll see what they say to us. We take a look at Russia, an absolutely immense nation over there. They are, again, super experienced. I wonder if these guys know each other. I mean, it would kind of make sense because they're all very, very much experienced. Once again, an absolutely impeccable service record over here. They're going to be shot with the exact same message that I've been sending everyone. And if we take a look at South Russia, hopefully they're an experienced player as well. Not as experienced as I'd want them to be because they're probably going to be completely gobbled up by the far more experienced general above them. So I'm not even going to bother talking to them. And we've actually got a message. We've got a message from Great Britain. They're saying, yes, of course. So we're going to send them a very friendly and warm message back to try to assure and secure that kind of friendly relations between us. Morocco and France still not spawning in with anyone, which I'm finding really quite strange, actually. But if it means I can take a decent dent out of them before anyone does spawn in, I don't know if that's going to be realistic, but we will see what happens. Bulgaria is in a very vulnerable position, made even more vulnerable by their very, very poor rank. So we're not even going to bother talking to them. And let's see if it's the same story for the Ottomans. Okay, they're a captain. They are slightly more experienced than I'd thought. Service record is actually looking pretty clean, so we are going to send them with a nice little message. Egypt as well. Let's take a look at them. They're looking pretty cool as a major, so we're going to send them with a peaceful message. They're actually in a coalition as well. What coalition are they in with? Let's take a look, shall we? Okay, they've got the Ottomans and Egypt together. Once again, like I said before, the Ottomans are actually a pretty strong nation, especially when considering they are teaming up with a pretty strong ally. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them, but hopefully we can split Africa between us. That would actually work out pretty nicely. We've also got a message from Ukraine, so let's take a look at what they have said. They can agree, so I'm going to hit them with the exact same message that I sent Great Britain, and we'll see if they respond to us. Sweden's also messaged us, so we're going to send the exact same message to them as well, and we'll see if they get back to us anytime soon. Taking a look at Arabia, they're in a pretty like defensive position in the corner here. Quite a few of their sides are covered, so they're in a decent position. And they are a very, very strong player here by the looks of it, so we're going to send them a warm message as well. There we go. Ottomans have replied to us, and they said, okay, watch my YouTube. What? What are the chances of that? Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know if you guys will be aware, but I'm probably filming this a fair while before I actually upload it, because I'm currently in the process of uploading my former series on Spain. So although my channel might have grown by the time you guys watch this, I'm still at a pretty small size, so that's actually pretty cool. So we're going to hit them back with a very friendly message. That is actually like the first ever time that's happened. I don't know, is this what like celebrities feel like when they walk into a restaurant and people start just like talking to them? That is literally the first time I've ever been stopped since 1914 with someone telling me that they actually watch my content. So that's pretty cool. We're getting loads of other messages. Ukraine now saying, okay, responding to me, so that's wonderful. We've got Sweden as well thanking us, and the Ottomans have got back to us asking if I am the real one, and I will say I absolutely am. And hopefully that will give them a bit of a soft spot for us, fingers crossed. We've got more people messaging us now. Egypt asking us for peace, even though we already have peace, but okay, we're going to accept that. I mean, that's a nice little symbolic agreement, I suppose, so that is wonderful. Sweden's getting back to us, wishing us success, so we're going to thank them very, very much for that also. And this is another key reason why I absolutely adore these super speedy maps, guys. It's just like the fast-paced nature of it. Obviously, if you've got a 9 to 5, if you're working or whatever, it's a nightmare, right? However, I've got myself a solid like 4 weeks now. I've just finished with university. I don't really have many other things planned, really, so I can really just commit everything to this map. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe I'll get destroyed before I even like have a chance to grow my nation. But hopefully, if all things go well, we're here now. We're going to stay online as much as possible, and we're going to try to succeed. France has actually finally spawned in now. We're going to take a little look. I mean, the fact that they don't have a custom username is not a good sign, really, in the sense that like they're probably low level and they're not going to make a good ally in that sense, but I might be fooled. Okay, yeah, they're a warrant officer class 2. If we take a look at the service record, they're doing pretty poorly, so I'm actually quite happy, fairly confident to maybe redirect slightly more resources into France just to take them out. If that's the case, I think it'd be wise for us to start communicating with Britain and maybe Germany as well to put some additional pressure onto them. Maybe not Germany, because obviously they're such a kind of weak nation right now. But if we take a look at Britain, they're very high ranked. They've got themselves, or I should say we are communicating with them. So I'm going to say to them, and we'll see what they say to this. I just said that I just saw France join. They're low level and vulnerable, which is very true. Do you wish to share their nation with me? I will attack from the south and you from the north. And let's see what they say, because that would actually be really good. And it would also be really good if we could invite them to our coalition. They're not a part of a coalition right now. So if they agree to that, I think it would be good for us to invite them to the coalition, because that would basically cover our entire northern side. Maybe I would then invite Italy as well, because then we would truly be covered and I could then focus on Africa. Maybe I will actually send that proposal to them as well. So we're going to send this message to them, basically giving them a proposal that we form a coalition with Italy, which will allow them to have their south defended so they can expand into kind of mainland Europe, and then it will give me security along my north so that I can push into Africa. Let's see what they say. That would be an absolutely amazing thing if that worked out. We've got some more messages to kind of filter through now. So we've got Russia asking to share map. Now, I do not want to do that right now. Russia is a very high level country. They are probably going to be pretty sneaky, maybe selling intelligence to other countries. I want to keep my cards close to myself for the time being. So we're going to ignore that for now. And what do the Ottomans want now? Don't kill me there. And so watch my beginner guide, and they've learned how to manage the economy. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that I was able to help them. I mean, that's the exact reason why I've made all of those guides. And if you guys are watching this and you don't really know what's happening right now, then make sure you go back to my guides. It will be tagged at the end of this video, and you can check out the whole playlist on my channel as well after this episode. I'm constantly uploading all sorts of tutorials on there, so make sure you check that out if you are still a little unsure on how to play this game and whether you think that you can improve anywhere. But anyways, regardless of that, I will do my best not to kill you, my friend. However, at the end of the day, this is still war, but I'm very much flattered that you have learned stuff from me. I'll hit them back with a little reply. And there we go. Things have very suddenly kind of gone quiet, really. I'm still waiting on Britain. Considering what a high level they are, I hope they'd be online sometime soon. But what was their service record actually like? I can't remember if it was a bit dodgy or not. I mean, yeah, their service record's a bit 50-50 with the provinces. It's not the best when it comes to kills and deaths, to be fair, but hopefully they will still make a good ally in us. And that coalition would actually be amazing if we could do that. But I'll be honest with you guys, for the time being, I think I'm going to leave it here for this episode. We have not only started to develop armored cars, we have not only started to build workshops and recruiting offices, we have not only started to move our troops ready to defend / attack depending on what's happened, but we have built relationships, strong relations being developed with some, if not many of the nations around here now on this 6x speed map. Things are going to be progressing very quickly, so I'm probably going to be tuning on to give you guys an update again very, very soon. I hope you've enjoyed this start. We're going to start to see some conflict and combat very, very soon, most definitely in the next episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But for the time being, I think we're in a strong position, a strong start, and I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so very much, as always, for watching. I'm so excited to get started with this brand new series on Supremacy 1914. Make sure to check out my tutorials, as I mentioned earlier, on my main channel page, if you are still curious as to how you might be able to improve your gameplay in Supremacy 1914. And I will see you all very, very soon.